Welcome back, car nerds! There are many cars that have left their mark in automotive history over the past couple of decades. But there are a small number that either changed the direction of the industry or reset the bar in terms of performance and engineering. Here's our top 10 favorites from that elite group. So strap in and leave your thoughts down in the comments. Number 10. The Porsche Boxster. Okay, I know the Boxster has a reputation for being the car your wife's hairstylist drives, also known as the poor man's Porsche for the hints at the 911 that it carried, or for its lower price point. But the car was much more than that. The Boxster encompasses everything that Ferdinand Porsche envisioned all those years ago. It was a convertible that handled as rigidly as a sports car, with a relatively small mid-mounted boxer-style engine that was lightweight. The Boxster was arguably more stable and handled better than its 911 big brother, because it had the engine right in the center of the chassis and didn't suffer from the years of bloat that the 911 had acquired. It was an instant hit with its raw simplicity and excitement as a real driver's car. It might not have been as crazy as some of the others on this list, but it really was pivotal to opening Porsche up to a new market, and has established itself as a beloved sports car with a cult following. Number 9. The Rolls-Royce Phantom. Going from super affordable to mega expensive, the Rolls-Royce brand is the very definition of luxury. But there is something incredibly special about the Phantom that was released in 2003. The car is almost completely built by hand by a dying breed of old-school automotive coachmakers in Goodwood, England. Despite it having a reputation of being the go-to whip of gaudy rappers or soccer players, it is no doubt an incredibly graceful and highly engineered vehicle, with an interior that reeks of money and status. The roller allows you to ride in a level of comfort and style that you won't find anywhere else. On top of all that, the car has an impressive V12 engine, and is relatively fast, which might come as a surprise, considering its 5,700-pound weight and huge form factor. Number 8. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS.
I'm going fast again! Woo!
The Chevelle SS is the OG of supersport muscle cars, and it is very much deserving of this title, not only because it is a first-gen supersport muscle car, but also because it paved the way for a generation of iconic muscle cars like the Dodge Challenger and Plymouth Roadrunner. It looked like Chevrolet decided to try something new with the Chevelle SS, because the usual horizontal headlights were dropped for vertical ones. The leaf spring suspensions were dropped for the new coil spring front ones, and the Chevelle came out being the fastest and most powerful model that Chevrolet had at the time. Number 7. Dodge Challenger Hellcat. This is one of those cars where the name gives you an idea of the madness that you're getting yourself into. The 2015 Hellcat is a beast of a car, with an insane power plant generating more than 700 ponies. But then again, the Hellcat is not a small car. It weighs close to 4,500 pounds, so all of those horses are needed to rocket this thing up to 60 miles an hour in 3.4 seconds. Anyway, even packing all of that power, the Hellcat is a street car, and that's because it knows how to behave. Unless you floor the gas pedal, your Hellcat will cruise quietly down the streets. But if you do need some mental straight-line speed, the car is more than capable of challenging the most desirable supercars at the red light. Number 6. The Aston Martin 177. Limited to just 77 units worldwide, and sporting a carbon monocoque chassis, a 7.3-liter V12 with at least 750 horsepower, and a hand-formed aluminum body, the 177 is what happens when an automaker builds a car without ever saying no to its designers or engineers. Despite its stylish show car body and exquisite detailing, the 177 is a cutting-edge racing-inspired sports car underneath. It is super high-tech, beautifully finished everywhere, and boasts impressive performance figures. It feels like it was kinda made to mimic the groundbreaking over-engineering of the Bugatti Veyron. With 750 Newton-meters of torque, this car is one of the fastest naturally aspirated cars ever made. But with only 77 ever made, on the rare occasion they do come on the market, they can fetch well over $2 million. Number 5. The Acura NSX. The NSX entered the market in 1990, and it became immediately obvious that it was something special. As the first production vehicle to use a monocoque chassis, the NSX was kinda revolutionary for being relatively lightweight. And because it is so lightweight, it can produce crazy performance numbers that were tough to beat at the time, and are still competitive now. What's more, the fact that it's lightweight doesn't mean that it's a pushover. The car is made of some solid stuff, and it will continue to be revered as one of the biggest influences on the sports cars of the late 20th and early 21st century. Number 4. The McLaren F1. With the McLaren F1, the British automaker set out to deliver something iconic, and they absolutely smashed it. The McLaren F1's biggest claim to fame is its speed. There was a time when this car was the fastest production vehicle in the world, and even when newer cars beat its speed, it continued to hold the title for the fastest naturally aspirated car into the 2010s. And we're talking about a car that was produced in 1992. Its record-breaking speed has a lot to do with the fact that it was made with a Formula 1-inspired monocoque carbon fiber chassis, which makes the car ultra-lightweight. The fact that it also had an impressive 618 horsepower engine must also have had something to do with it. The brainchild of legendary designer Gordon Murray, its unique center seat layout puts the driver in the middle of the action, just like a Formula 1 car, delivering a raw driving experience that few other cars can claim. Number 3. The Tesla S P100D. Is it possible to talk about iconic cars without mentioning a Tesla? While Tesla is not the first company to produce an electric car, it is without question the first to really show the real potential of EVs, and triggered a revolution across the entire automotive industry. But of the many Tesla vehicles that have been produced, the Model S P100D, produced in 2012, holds a special place in the hearts of many. This car earned Tesla the industry-best 0 to 60 mph speed of 2.4 seconds at the time, along with the stomach-dropping delight and panic it creates when flooring it. The lack of any gearing and its dual electric motors delivers instant traction and torque like no other car that came before it. Number 2. The Ferrari F40. The Ferrari F40 was produced from 1987 to 1992, and it was special for several reasons. First off, it was produced to commemorate Ferrari's 40th anniversary. Second, it was the last vehicle that was designed and manufactured by old man Enzo Ferrari himself. Third, it was the first vehicle to be built using composite body panels, making it lighter, safer, and more fuel efficient than most other cars at the time. Fourth, its interior was a beautiful integration of practicability and incredible aesthetics. And fifth, it was a beast of a car, as it is the first production vehicle to reach speeds of more than 200 mph. The F40 is the poster car of a generation, and it's a true design and engineering classic. Number 1. The Bugatti Veyron. The Bugatti Veyron is on every motorhead's top 10 car list. For good reason. The Veyron was launched in 2005 with a 1,200 horsepower engine that resulted in a maximum speed of 253 mph, making it one of the fastest and most powerful street-legal production cars ever. In fact, subsequent versions of the car saw the max speed increase to a crazy 268 mph. What's more, the car's W16 engine has not 2, but 4 turbochargers. And the W16 is basically 2 V8 engines strapped together. With features like these, it is no wonder that the Bugatti Veyron is considered a pioneer hypercar, and arguably the most iconic car of the last couple of decades. The Veyron broke all of the rules of what was thought possible in automotive technology, and is an incredible achievement in mechanical engineering. But what do you think? Are there any cars that should or shouldn't have made it onto this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.